Yo, to everybody who saw the video of me giving my daughter her first car at her job, right? Um, Look, man, I had no idea that that video would get 12,000 views. One, um, I'm listen. I'm incredibly humbled from the support, from all the comments, the positive comments. I mean, we had some bullshit comments here, in there in a little bit, but it is what it is. I'm not an avid um, TikTok person. I just kind of got introduced to the TikTok. I'm not really, privy with how it work and all that shit. So to see 12,000 people view this video, I even had some people share this video, add it to their favorites. That's incredible, man. And I'm incredibly humbled that you guys like that video so much. But let me just share something with you guys real quick. I'm a daddy's dad, a girl dad at heart. Like I'm a true girl dad. I got sons too. I love my boys like a motherfucker, but I'm a girl dad at heart. I have 3 sons, have 3 daughters. Obviously, Alex, the one you saw me give the car to, is my baby girl. That's my youngest daughter. She's the last in the camp. Um, I have 2 other daughters who are older. My oldest is actually my oldest is a girl, my daughter, who I have a grandson, one grandson with 6 kids. But I am incredibly blessed, man, to have children who are respectful, who are well mannered, who are hardworking, and who are God fearing. And so for me to be in a position and be able to do something like this is incredible. And let's be clear, it's not the first time, as a dad, I've done something of this magnitude for my children. This is not new shit. It's just the first time I've actually had the opportunity for you guys to see it, on a broader spectrum. But love my kids. My kids are truly the epitome of what make me tick as a dad. You know what I mean? And so it's a phenomenal experience for me to be in a position to be able to do that for her. Listen, obviously people always want to show the positive shit, the good shit, and people always want you to see the best parts of, just everything in life that life has to offer. But let me just tell you this: it ain't always been gravy. It ain't always been perfect. We've had some throw in the towel moments. We've had some moments where we were up against it. You know what I mean? And as a dad and of 6 kids, it's not been easy. And just so I'm extremely transparent and clear. It has nothing to do with my children, more so with myself. You know what I mean? I've made a tremendous amount of mistakes, tremendous amount. But I can honestly say that fatherhood is the one area in my life where I excel. I wasn't a good husband, you know what I mean? Shit, I wasn't even a good boyfriend, you know what I mean, before I was a husband. I did a lot of things that I wasn't proud of. Did a lot of things I'm still paying for now. Made a lot of bad choices, man. A lot of bad decisions in my personal life, for sure. that I can, now look back and reflect and say, I probably should have did this different. But the one thing that I can say that I've always been a dad who was tangible. I've always been a dad who's been available. I've always been a dad who cared. I've always been a dad who was active. And so I've always been transparent with my kids. I've never kept things from them. And when I was wrong, I was wrong. You know what I mean? When I did things I shouldn't have done, those are hard conversations to have, man, with your kids. And it's tough, man, when your kids love you and shit, and when you do shit you shouldn't, you disappoint them. You know what I mean? I mean, you probably disappoint you, but you disappoint them too, because you kind of put them in a position where they're now compromised, right? And so it's tough, man, being a dad, a girl dad for shit sure is tough, because you find yourself having to do things and say things to them that are not comfortable all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I had a conversation with my middle daughter. I call her my brat child. And we had a real conversation. She was like, Dad, you do too much. You do too much. You know what I mean? And for a change, I had to say, you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. And I had to take that, because when I tell them that, they got to take it. When I say, hey, you're doing too much, they got to take it. And so as a dad, you have to be able to take that same shit, right? You got to be able to accept that same, what you call it, criticism. You know what I mean? I guess, for lack of a better word. But, it's extremely tough to always know what the right shit is. You know what I mean? Like, I've been in situations, man, where, I have not always had not only my best interest, but my family's best interest. I have not always put that first. And so to now be in a situation now where I at 50, I'm 50 years old, where I can sit back and say, I may have could have did better. I may have could have did some of this shit different. You know what I'm saying? I may could have had, I don't know, tried harder maybe in some areas. But to all my dads, man, if you see this video and you a dad, a girl dad, or just a dad, period, be there. Ain't about what you buy. I tell people this all the time. Ain't about the money. Ain't about what you buy. Just be there, man. Be able to be there. You know what I mean? Be able to listen. Be able to have conversations. Be able to literally just be tangible for your children to be able to rely on you, depend on you, lean on you, come to you when shit is bad. You know what I mean? Because, listen, I don't give a shit what anybody tell you. Girls need their dads. I don't give a fuck what they tell you. Girls need their dads. Boys too. But girls need their fathers, man. And if I could, listen, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. As much as I hate to say this shit, I need to say it. If you was an ain't shit husband, if you was an ain't shit boyfriend, your number one goal is to ensure that your girls don't marry or enter into a relationship with a motherfucker like you. That's your number one goal. And so, and I'm telling you that because that was me. Ain't shit motherfucker, man. Ain't shit husband. Ain't shit, you know, boyfriend, whatever it is, partner, whatever you call that shit. And so, when you come to the reality that you really did some shit you shouldn't have did, you want your girls, man, to not look for a motherfucker like you. You want your girl. I'm talking about your physical. I'm just talking about yo. You know. And let me say this: I'm not a bad person. I'm him. Like shit, I'm him. I'm not a bad person at all. But everybody has flaws. So you want to make sure that when your girls or your daughters are choosing husbands, or mates, or boyfriends, they're choosing the ones who does not have the flaws that you have, if that makes sense. They ain't always gonna bat 1,000. You're gonna run into knuckleheads. You know, my daughters have ran into some motherfuckers, oh man, you know, some knuckleheads. So, you're gonna run into them. But when you choosing a partner, a life partner, a husband, you want them to choose somebody who has done the work, who has invested in them as much as they've invested in him, who does not follow the same track record as the dumb shit you did as a dad and with their moms and shit. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. So, you know, be mindful of that, man. I appreciate everybody, man. I mean, you know, the comments are phenomenal. I'm humble, but I'm just now getting to this TikTok shit. So you probably gonna see a lot more of me, man. You know what I mean? Y'all be good, man.